coming to Faye's house. Nice house, Faye.
Thank you. I love it.
It's very decorated really well.
I like it.
Good taste. We're very similar.
Very.
And I just can't thank you all enough for coming. And normally, if this boy is a true story, I would be giving her a gift. But, you know, she lives right across the street and she gets lots of gifts from me, so we're good. But I just want to thank you all for coming. And I would love to just tell you a little bit about Votre Vu. So Votre Vu is, for those of you that don't know, how many actually do know about Votre Vu? You guys all a little bit familiar?
So a little bit.
Little bit. So it is a French skincare line with a new color line that was just released in June of this past year, 2012. The skincare line is amazing. It's all hand batched and hand created in small batches. So you're getting the finest quality ingredients in your products. These are products that are normally sold in spas, dermatology clinics, the finest that you can find, for like a third of the cost. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our lovely Faye pass around just some little samples on the back of your hand so that you can feel the quality of the skincare, and you can kind of play and look at each hand. You know, you can put a little bit on each and then look at the difference. Because where do we age the most typically? Hands and neck. Neck. You ever see those people with these great faces and then they have like the turkey neck? So this is really great for that. So I'm going to have her go around and start with our cleanser. We'll make this pretty quick. But if everybody wants to put out a hand for her, you just put a little bit on the back. I have tissues.
Just let me know more.
So we're going to start with a milk-based cleanser. She's going to put just a little bit on the back of your hand. And here's the great thing about these products is a very little bit goes a long way. So truly, like a sample pack that she's passing would last you a week. So that's how little you really need. So go ahead and just rub that into your hand. And go ahead and smell it. It's a milk-based cleanser, so you can actually take it off with your towel. You don't have to, or with your washcloth. You don't actually have to rinse it off unless you wish to. The idea is the French like to leave the oils, your natural oils on your skin there, rather than stripping the oils.
Yes, and drying out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I have a lot of women too who do a lot of their cleansing in the shower. That's fine. You can still rinse it with water. It's not going to hurt it.
Right.
The next step is our toner. And I think I have a cotton ball back here. No, you can do this. Yep.
Wait for her to come back.
Now, the toner is unlike any American toner you've ever used. It smells divine. The alcohols in it are wonderful and pure. The idea is to set your pH balance back to normal. So your normal pH balance of your skin is actually a 7. When you go higher than that, you're actually very acidic. So if you get redness, or if you ever notice your skin gets really dry or irritated, that's because it's not where it needs to be. Or it can get too much oil, and then it's obviously that can break out and things like that. So this helps to kind of put it all back to balance. Does that make sense? It smells awesome too. She forgot her glasses, so let me read for you. Hold on. All right, the next one that you would put on your skin is the serum. This is definitely my favorite. You, again, would just need a little bit. So it's a 4-step program: cleanse, tone, serum, and cream. And the serum is like, consider it like a Band-Aid to your skin in a sense. It has the tiniest molecules in it, so it seeps into your skin better than anything else, any of the other products. And it prepares you for the cream. But it also has, like, if you're struggling with hydration, this adds back the hydration, depending on whatever skincare you need. So if it's dryness, if it's oily, if it's anti-aging, just sort of depends on what you need. There's serums for all of it. Does that make sense? There's a Botox in a bottle, we call it. It's a frozen serum, believe it or not, that sometimes arrives to you on dry ice. amazing. It's 40% marine collagen and elastin. So it's one of those things that when you put it on your skin, it's very, very cold. And so it liquefies immediately, so you just want to tap it in right away. But you just put it on the areas that you're like, oh, where did this come from?
In my case, it's my whole body.
Yeah, Mom said, can I eat it? Can I leave it? So that's kind of how that works. And then your final step is your cream.
You know, I actually forgot what toner is for. Like why you use toners.
Yeah.
I actually couldn't say. Hannah actually asked about toner. Like what would you say? What does it do? And I didn't, you know, you usually just say, oh, that's a toner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I can't describe or say what it
Right,
is.
so for everybody is different. For me, because I'm super oily, it helps to kind of take away that extra sebum, that extra oil that causes breakouts and things like that.
Yeah.
To set my skin tone, or my skin back to its normal balance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you're super dry, or especially if you're super sensitive, because a lot of times people are really sensitive, get really red, or they have a lot of acid in their skin, it helps to bring that back to normal.
Okay.
So it has a lot of great purpose. And I think American women have always used toners,
Well,
and it's been so
helping
dry.
cells yourself. When you look, I think you looked it up, and it said something about cell rejuvenation, maybe or something. Maybe I wasn't sure.
Right. Well, and think about like when you were a teenager, or if any toner you've used, how drying it can be. Some people, you know, we joke like a toner they would use, and they'd be like,
We got off on the toner. What is this?
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah.
cream.
Cream. Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
No, it's fine.
I
I forgot
forgot
to
what you were
choose.
passing around and stuff. We went back.
so that's your final step. And go ahead and look at your hands and feel them too, how different they are. And just so you know, what we've used on you is the Best Regards skincare system. That is for normal to dry or combination skin. If you have oily, we have a line for that, anti-aging, sensitive. We have 4 different lines. How does it feel? That's good, right? And so typically in a soiree, this is how we would run it, and then we would go around and do some of, like, I call them my favorite things. You know, like Oprah had her favorite things. These are my favorite treats. So I would show you the oil. So everybody give me an arm. Miss Faye will come around and spray a little bit on your arm. Are you filming me?
No.
Sure. Nervous.
Well, you didn't notice until now. You're doing great.
She said so many great things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on the blog, so which we'll go over in a minute.
With the oil, this is your Amour Dior. This is body oil, fabulous. It smells good, right? Citrus. Okay, so think how, especially in the winter, how dehydrated you are. You get out of the shower, you definitely want a hot shower because it's freezing cold, and that's all you can wait for, and you jump in there, and then you come out parched and dry. So what you do is you want to make sure that you spray that in your hand, right, and then rub it all over your body after you've towel dried just a little bit, okay? Don't spray your whole body because then it lands on the floor and that gets slippery. I know because we've had customers do that, so you don't want to fall. The other thing is keep it outside of your shower, because if it's in your shower, it's glass. It can break. So just wait till you get out, towel dry off a little bit, spray it in your hands and put it everywhere. You can also rub it through your hair, like you can put it in your hand and put it in your hair. You can actually do a scalp treatment in it with it too. You can put it in your. Oh, I thought my dogs were back.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not
my
supposed to be
dog-
back
My
yet.
dog is calling me.
So remember the VO5 hot oil treatments? So it's sort of like that, but so much better for you. You can spray a little bit in your scalp, and you can actually put a shower cap on and let it sit for a little while, and then rinse it out and re-shampoo.
Is it good for dry scalp?
Yes, it's
I
fabulous.
have really bad dry scalp.
Itchy, it leaves the,
Yes.
yep, perfect for that.
I have to comment on this only because my hair has a tendency, because I blow dry it all the time, and next thing I know it's frizzy and it's sticking out here. So I kind of use like a conditioner,
Sure.
and I kind of got out of the shower and I sprayed my hair really good, and oh my God, it just fell so naturally. And then of course I just left it in, and then of course
did you
the next
spray
time.
your hair or your hands?
No, my hair. I literally just kind of sprayed my hair and held it up and, didn't, because I was kind of like wanting to condition my hair a little
Sure.
bit. And so then I left it on, and then the next day when I washed my hair, it didn't look bad at all, leaving it in.
Right.
And then, but it took the frizziness out. And the next day when I shampooed it, it was easy to manage. I didn't have that frizziness again.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I like the way your hair looked with it, and I think it looks
But
good.
I used more than I know I should have, because I was
Right.
kind of testing it and using it like a conditioner.
Yeah, because I'll do that sometimes if I get too much, but then it's limp, because now it's shorter, but it's still curly and kind of crazy.
Right,
be
so
careful.
anyhow, I just wanted to comment that
Yeah.
it's fabulous for your hair.
So there's a lot of great things that you can use with it. So in the winter, so let's say you've gone ahead, you've done that for yourself, well then you can pamper yourself a little bit more with our Tarte Diamond Body Souffle. Okay, so truly, this is the reason, to Tiffany and Kelly, so you guys don't know me well, this is the reason I actually joined Votravoo.
Oh, I love that stuff.
I didn't even try the skincare.
That's my body lotion.
Yeah. So the other thing, apparently men really like this smell. So I had used a little bit of the oil and a little bit of this beautiful body souffle, went downstairs, sat next to my husband, and he was like, oh, that's lovely. What is that? And then I told him, he's like, oh, French, that's expensive. So I said, yes, but if I sell it, guess how much? So anyway, there's my story for you, how I ended up in it. And then found so many more things to be fantastic. So those are just some treats. There's so many more benefits. But I didn't want to take, I wanted you guys just to get an idea and a feel. So if you were interested in a soiree with Paula, you would kind of have a sense of how it runs and how fun it is. And then we have a wonderful, fabulous color one that I mentioned to you. It came out in June of this year. Last year. And very cute, but the best part about it, and I sometimes get choked up, is that each piece of the makeup line, $1 is donated to pediatric cancer. Okay, these are for the kids that have the cancers that big business, people don't know about, they're not helping, it's not known. So this sets a child through clinical trials. So for every 5,000 that the company sells, 5 children go through a clinical trial. So it's pretty powerful. And we work with the St. Baldrick's Foundation and 46 Mamas, and my mom's a breast cancer survivor, and I know every one of you knows somebody who's been affected by cancer. Definitely at least one person. And when it comes to a child, it's even more so, especially a child that there doesn't seem to be any cure for, or they've never heard of that cancer before. You're able to make that difference. And that, to me, is just amazing. So in this little package, this is called Love Me Do, very cute. This is your tinted moisturizer, and the top is your concealer.
Nice.
So I'm going to let her pass, I'm going to take the top off. This actually works better if you take the whole top off and then just tap it on the back of your hand. You tap just lightly, and I'll be right back. Gotta love the school. They're so
The
good.
automatic call is thinking.
But you're never sure what it is,
Yes.
You weren't calling to say there's a 2-hour delay?
No,
No. They also call for,
Everything.
homework plans and stuff that the kids haven't turned in.
Oh, yeah. So let me tell you, so you've tried a little bit of that. This is very cool. We have these awesome powder brushes that you can purchase. And so you can take a little bit of that we showed you. You put it on the back of your hand. You dip it into, and then you apply it to your face.
Nice.
Works great.
Okay, here's the thing. Like sponges will soak up so much and you lose a lot of what you have in product. Just stays right at the top of your brush. It's very easy to use. It gives you a really beautiful finish. It's really just genius actually. So you would use that. I always say get a couple, one for your foundation and one for your powder and things like that. So you have your concealer to match at the top, so you never have to double, think, well, what goes with what? And so it works out really beautifully. And you can keep it in your purse and reapply as you need to. Does that make sense? So going with that, you have a very creamy, 3 different colors in, how do you do that on the back of your hands too? These are lip and cheek color. We have 3 different colors. This one's called Bouquet Rose. And it has shea butter and jojoba oils. It's very natural. Basically gives you a really lovely, like, sun-kissed look. It's only 8 products in the whole makeup line, which is nice and easy, right? That's not too complicated. And it's just really easy to work with and very smooth. And then we have several other items in there. And I actually have a bag for Miss Kelly. For you. And from Miss Tiffany. You guys are new.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that has 2 different catalogs in it, just for your fun to look at. One is a makeup line, and then the other is your skincare. And then there's a whole information in there for you too. So I just wanted to give you a basics. Does this help you guys a little bit of where to go? And I think with that, I'm going to let Miss Mary